Good evening, everybody. We welcome you into Mara Field for high school football week 5. The new Miami Vikings return home. After a neutral site win against Hilltop last weekend, they play a team coming across state lines, the Indians of Milan High School from Milan, Indiana. Good evening, everybody. This is Joel Sackenheim. Pleased to have you with us. And we're going to try a little something different on the broadcast tonight. We got Chris Vogt down and Danny Vogt down out of town and Joey Vogt, I have no idea where he is. God bless my dad. He's got COVID at home right now. So we're going to introduce you to Connor Martin, a 12-year-old, right? 6th grade student from New Miami. Connor, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Connor's going to be kind of joining us here along the way, and we'll be asking questions, talking a little football. Maybe it'll kind of give you the old father and son vibe of sitting down with your boy watching a little football or something. So, New Miami, they are 1-3 according to their own website. They're officially 1-2 according to the Ohio High School playoff points because the game against Landmark Eagles did not count as an official OHSAA game. Landmark is a club team. Milan, Indiana, these guys are 1-3. They won their very first game against Rushville, and they've lost 3 in a row to Batesville, Lawrenceburg, and Madison. From what Coach Andy Stuckert said, they lost their conference. Their conference dissolved, and so now they are kind of in this situation where they were scrambling, trying to find all kinds of opponents to be able to play. New Miami was grateful enough to schedule them, and we were good to go. So here we go. Milan looks like it's going to kick off to start the game. New Miami wearing black. They'll be returning. The opening kickoff is away, and we got a flag for an offsides on the kickoff. This is going to back them up 5 yards, and Milan is going to have to re-kick. Not the smooth start you want to get off to, I guess, here. So they'll move the ball back from the 40-yard line to the 35-yard line. Move them 5 yards farther back. Connor, you've been to a lot of these New Miami games this year?
Yep.
What have you noticed? How have they been playing? Good, bad? Yeah. They had a wonderful class, last year that just graduated. And Trey Robinette, Jordan Robinette, and Deonta Duncan, all of those guys. Obviously, you're going to try to rebuild. When you lose all of that, that's not particularly easy. All right, here's kickoff round 2 from the 35-yard line. It's a short kick. It's going to be attempted to be fielded on a fly. That is Jaden Strong, who muffs it and then falls down upon it. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Village, New Miami. Andy Stuckert has basically been scrambling. They've been kind of rotating back and forth between a couple of quarterbacks this year. Mason Stevens and Emmerich Moffitt are both getting time under center as the Vikings try to get their feet underneath them offensively and figure out what the best course of attack is going to be. Looks like behind center is going to be Emmerich Moffitt first. He's going to have the fullback, Nathan Civarella, number 10, big guy behind him, 3 wide receivers to the bottom side of your screen. Handoff goes to Civarella up the middle. And Civarella is wrapped up and tackled by the Indians' number 57, Colin O'Brien. Take a look at the size of those offensive linemen, Connor. Are you going to be that big when you're 18?
Probably. I don't know.
2nd down and 6 for the Vikings. Once again, Moffitt under center and Civarella behind him as the fullback. Another run, no, a fake run. This is going to be Emmerich Moffitt going around the side, picking up a block, bouncing off a couple of tackles, and finally brought down by Alex Wenger. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Connor, if you look across at the very far end of the field, you'll see the sticks and the down marker. Are you familiar with that and how that all works, sir?
Yep. Got it. Here's where the ball's at.
Okay. So it's first down. That's what the 1 is over there for. And how many yards do they need to get, you know?
No.
10 yards. And that allowed to keep the ball. We have the flag, yes. This is going to be a false start. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So instead of 1st and 10, math student, it's going to be first and 15. Yes, sir. You got it without the question mark. That's perfect. Yes. 1st and 15. So you see the down marker over there with the 1 on it. They got to get past the second orange stick in order to keep the ball. They've got 4 downs to be able to get it. Second minute of play here at New Miami. Handoff to Civarella up the middle. He's going to get the penalty yardage back at least. It's tripped up by Nolan Ryan. That's a great name for those of you that are older than me. For those of you that are young, you probably have no idea who Nolan Ryan is, do you, Connor?
Nope.
Little generational gap there. Nolan Ryan was a baseball pitcher back in the 80s and 90s. He was a really, really good pitcher. Threw it really hard. They called him the Ryan Express, like a train going through. Second down and 9 now for the Vikings. Fake hand up to Civarella. It's going to be kept by Moffitt and wrapped up in the backfield. Colin O'Brien, the linebacker, number 57 for Milan, wraps him up, and now it's going to be third down. New Miami comes tonight tied for 19th place in the Harbin ratings in their particular region, Region 28. The top 16 make it into the playoffs, so New Miami certainly has a chance at this thing. Third down and 9 now for Emmerich Moffitt. In the shotgun. A little bit of time. Steps up in the pocket and scrambles. O'Brien can't catch him, but he is wrapped up by Ethan Pierce. And Pierce is not going to let him get any farther than a yard or 2 downfield. It will be 4th down. Now, Connor, it's 4th down. New Miami, it's a long way to go, still 7 yards. If you don't think you're going to get it or you're not really sure about it, you can do something called a punt. Are you familiar with this?
Yep.
Okay. How does the punt work?
So they bring a kicker in and he kicks the ball to them.
Very good. And so Milan is going to get the ball after this punt. They don't have anybody back, actually. That's interesting. Okay, now they're finally sending somebody back. Mason Green is going back deep. And it is going to be a punt. Sky high. Green tried to get underneath. It's going to let it bounce. Wherever New Miami touches it, that is where Milan will start with the ball. So they're going to start with the ball where?
The 30.
The 30-yard line. Very good, sir. We'll be right back for Milan's first drive after this quick message.
Hey, sports fan. Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram.
All right, we're back. Milan's going to have the ball now for their first possession of the game. The handoff. Oh, this has got a nice head of steam. That's Riley Johnson. I don't think they're going to catch him.
He's going. He's going.
And he's in the end zone.
Touchdown.
First play right off the bat, a 70-yard touchdown run for Riley Johnson.
They made a touchdown.
Wow. Well, New Miami, if your defense wasn't awake, it's going to be awake now. This is, that was an impressive run. Straight handoff right at the middle, first play. And the Indians have taken the quick lead. Kicker comes onto the field, Logan Burton. He's going to attempt to make the extra point. Set the ball down to the 3-yard line for the point after attempt. Here comes the snap. It's down. Kick is up.
And he scored.
And it's good. Very good. So we have 7-0 in favor of the Indians. Very early on here at the village of New Miami. That was quick. So we played about 3.5 minutes. The Indians, all right, we had mentioned earlier, They lost their conference, kind of dissolved, and so they've been trying to schedule everybody. It's not even really been according to school size. Lawrenceburg is a Division IV equivalent. They're a really good football team. Milan had to schedule them a couple weeks ago. Batesville, they're a pretty good football team. It's been challenging for Milan to find opponents to be able to play. Now in Indiana, everybody makes the playoffs, which is different than in Ohio. So Milan will only have a 9-game regular season. Their first playoff game will take place during Week 10. And so actually an Indiana team's first playoff game actually counts toward the Ohio playoff standings. The more you know. We'll talk more about that as we go through. Ball on the tee for Logan Burton. He's got a couple of Vikings back deep, but New Miami's got to kind of watch up front a little bit because Burton didn't kick it very far the first time. This one's going to the back row. That's Jaden Strong. Strong's got a couple blocks. Takes it out across the 30-yard line and is tackled. Looks like that's Ethan Pierce on the play making the tackle, and is in true Division VII high school football fashion. He will remain on the field now and play defense. A lot of guys going both ways here in this broadcast. So Connor, New Miami's got the ball back. It is what down and how much to go?
First down and 10 to go.
Very good. First and 10 to go. They got to get 10 yards. They got 4 tries to be able to do it. Moffitt again under center for the Vikings. Handoff goes up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. The handoff goes to Dawson Hayes. Hayes gets about a yard there and runs into the middle of the Milan defense.
And it is second down, 10 to go.
Second and about 8 it looks like, because he got about 2 yards. Yep, very good, Connor, very good. So second and 8. Here's the ultimate math question now. If they keep doing that every play, are they going to get there in time? 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, and 2 yards?
No.
They'd be short, wouldn't they? So they got to get a little bit more here on second down. As Moffitt takes the snap and again gives to Hayes up the middle. Hayes falls forward, gets about 3 more yards, going to set up third down and 5. All right, if you were on your playground game with your friends right now, Connor, are you running the football or are you trying to call a passing play to get these 5 yards?
Calling a pass.
Okay. You get to go outside much and play much of that?
Yep.
We used to do that all the time as little kids. Used to be, you go to some of these games, you see little kids playing on a separate field or whatever, getting their little pickup game going. All right, third down, and they're in the shotgun formation.
Third down and 5 to go.
Here comes Moffitt. He's going to throw it. Out pattern to Strong. He caught it, short of the sticks. He's not going to quite have enough. He got close.
It is fourth down and 5 to go.
They got a couple yards in the last place. They're probably going to change the scoreboard. It looks like about 4th and 2.
2 probably.
New Miami
3.
could go for this if they want.
4th and 3.
4th and 3 they're going to call it? Okay. That's Peanut over there working the scoreboard for the Village. And it looks like the Vikings are going to keep the offense on the field. They're going to try to go for it. And here's the risk. If they don't get it, Milan is going to get the ball right there at the spot. If they get it, they get to keep going. Hayes up the middle. Did he get it?
Yeah.
You betcha he did.
He got a first down.
First down, New Miami. That is the first down for the Village tonight. As they get close to midfield, the 50-yard line, it is first down and 10 for New Miami at their own 48-yard line.
First down and 10 to go.
Moffitt's going to take it back under center again. Dawson Hayes is his tailback. Strong goes in motion. Moffitt keeps it, uses Hayes as a lead blocker. Gets about 2 yards, just barely across midfield. It's going to be second down and 8.
Second down and 8.
Now what you may or may not know, Connor, is between those 2 orange sticks over there, there's a chain that runs at the base and it connects the 2 of them. Did you know this?
Yeah.
And so if they ever get really, really close to getting the first down and they're not sure, they can actually bring them out there and they'll measure it. They'll hold one of the sticks back where they started, and they'll stretch out the other one, and they'll see if they got all 10 yards that they needed to get. You said math is your favorite subject, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Football is definitely a game of math. Moffitt keeps
He's
it.
got one.
Wrapped up. We'll give credit to the tackle for Austin Green there for the Indians. And once again, another 3rd down and 5. Try to get this clock back zoomed in here. Having all kinds of clock issues tonight here. As the sun sets, this should get easier to see.
Get easy to see.
It should. 3rd down. And once again, you probably have 2 plays here to get this, because you can go for it on 4th down if you get close enough. Hayes is behind Moffitt. Moffitt's going to look for a quick pass to Strong. Strong catches it and doesn't gain anything.
Anything. He gains nothing.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Yep.
We're going to be below 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And New Miami may opt to punt here. Looks like they're bringing a couple people in and out. Milan is sending Mason Green back there deep. And now they're going to send a buddy back there for him as well. That's number 31, Austin Green. The Green brothers. Wonder if they're related. Moffitt is also the punter as well as the starting quarterback. He's got Civarella as the lead blocker right ahead of him here. Bad snap. No rush. Moffitt had time to kick it, maybe. Still has time to kick it and gets rid of it. It's on the roll to Mason Green. One missed tackle and finally wrapped up by Damian Pennington. Kind of an oddball play there, and after all is said and done, the Vikings are gaining about 2 yards of field position on that. They might as well have gone for it on 4th down.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, question for you.
Okay, what we got?
Have you been to many of these games?
Have I been? This is my first time seeing New Miami this year.
Oh, wow.
Chris Vogt and I have called quite a few New Miami games together, and Dan Vogt was here for a few games last year. We saw Trey and Jordan Robinette, and we saw Deonza Duncan, who was a wonderful wide receiver. New Miami got the #1 seed a couple years ago in the playoffs. 1st and 10 for the Indians. I formation with the man in motion. Okay, it's a pistol. They hand off to the wide back. That is Johnny Volk, and Volk gains about 6 or 7 yards. Not a problem there.
2nd down and 4 to go.
2nd and 4. That'll be good. So they're at the 47-yard line. They need to get the ball down to the 43-yard line in order to get the 1st down. Looks like Braden Rohrig is the quarterback from Iowa. He's going to make his first pass attempt of the game, and it's overthrown, intended for Johnny Volk.
And that pass was incomplete.
Josh Woods in coverage. Incomplete pass does a couple things, Connor. First thing it does is it stops the clock. So you'll see the clock is not running after that play, like it would normally be after a running play. And they get no yards. The ball goes back to where it was. 3rd down and 4. Need to get to the 43-yard line to move the chains. Rohrig in the pistol formation. Keeps it on the read option. Being traced down and tackled. Daniel Warren Martinez.
He got no yardage. It's 4th down and 4 to go.
He lost some yards. So we're down to 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. New Miami's defense holds. The Vikings will get the ball back. Looks like that's Jonathan Aldridge. Back to punt the ball for the Milan Indians. Here's the snap.
Vikings ball coming up.
Yep, Aldridge punts
It is Vikings ball.
Jaden Strong returns it and is tackled by Nolan Ryan for the Indians. It'll be a 1st down for New Miami. We're down to 1:54 remaining in the first quarter. So, Connor, you've seen New Miami a couple times on offense.
Yep.
If you were their coach, what would you tell them?
I don't know.
More throwing, keep running. What do you think?
Probably some more throwing and keep running.
A little bit of both. The difference in the game so far was the big 70-yard run. And that was by the running back, Riley Johnson. It is first down and 10. For the Vikings, this is their third possession of quarter number 1. Moffitt still under center with Nathan Civarella now rotating back in for Hayes as the fullback behind him. Kind of a tight formation now. And it's a pitch. And there is very little room back there. Luke McGraw was the one that caught the pitch.
And he got no yardage.
He got nothing. That was Riley Johnson, the aforementioned, who went ahead and wrapped up McGraw in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of a bunch of yards. Looks like it's going to be second and about 18.
Second and 20.
Second and 20. It was a running play, so does the clock keep running or does the clock stop?
It keeps running.
It does keep running. Very good. So we're now down, inching toward a minute. Left to go in quarter number 1. Moffitt. We got a false start there. Looks like Cameron Foister, the right tackle, jumped there for the Vikings. And then a couple others chain reaction jump beyond that. That's a 5-yard penalty. So from second and 20, it now goes to
third and
second still.
Second and 25.
25. That's right. The reason it's still second down is they did not actually run a play there. So they still get their second try at this. It's just 5 yards even farther back. Look how far they got to go to get to the sticks now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Second and 25 is a long way to go. Handoff up the middle to Civarella. He's not going to get a lot. Wrapped up by Milan's number 42, Alex Wenger.
That will be third down and...
third and a lot.
Third and 25 still.
Yeah, 25 still if he didn't get anything. And it looks like the quarter is probably going to end if they wind the clock here.
It is.
16 seconds. They've stopped the clock to deal with the injury. The referees are going to go ahead and start the time here. And we'll see if they go ahead and snap this ball. They can snap it if they want to, or they can let the quarter expire and then change sides and snap the other way. Are they going to get it off? Moffitt getting rushed.
He's running.
He's running, but yeah, he's not going to get much. The ball pops out. It's loose. Milan thinks they have it. The referee says no. New Miami recovered it.
Miami's ball still.
Jonathan Aldridge was close to coming up with the football at the bottom of the pile, but it looks like the last one to get up there was Tug Jones, and that is going to end the first quarter of play with the score: the Milan Indians 7, the New Miami Vikings nothing. You're watching the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we're back here. Joel Sackenheim and Connor Martin with you from the Village,
Yep.
New Miami. Connor, you lived here your whole life?
Yeah.
Pretty much. 6th grade.
Yep.
How's school?
Fun.
Fun, he says. Look out. And your favorite subject, you like all of them?
Yep.
Wow. I used to teach 6th grade. I don't know if I ever had a student that liked all of them. That's saying something.
And then specials, I do band.
You You do band?
Yep.
You play an
I
instrument?
Play the trumpet.
Okay. The trumpet. That's kind of tricky with the whole mouth movement there.
Yeah.
The same fingerings for what, C and G, and then the next C above it?
It goes C here, and then E, E, D, F, and then G.
Okay, and the different fingerings there. Sorry for you watching at home, you don't get to see Connor's fingers move as he shows you that because you got to look at the field.
Yep.
4th down, this will be a punting situation for New Miami to start quarter number 2.
Vikings ball.
Moffitt's under pressure. He's not going to get rid of that. Oh my goodness, Alex Wenger brings him down, and the Indians are in business.
It'll be second quarter shortly.
Having a little bit of technical difficulties here with the video feed, it looks like. This will make it even more fun as our video cuts in and out a little bit. 1st and goal now for the Indians. They are at the roughly the 5 or 6 yard line. Braden Rohrig back in the shotgun, and Riley Johnson as his running back alongside of him. This will be a handoff to Riley Johnson, who runs into the middle of the New Miami defense. He's not going to get it. It's going to be a 2nd down and goal. Tackle is made by number 10, Nathan Civarella there. The nose tackle there for New Miami. Sorry, the linebacker coming in right behind the nose tackle, it looks like. Got about half the yardage. It's 2nd down and goal. Connor, keep your eyes peeled on the referee. You won't be able to see him on the screen, but you'll be able to see him out our window here. The one hanging by the number 2 there, that is probably going to be the one that has to make this call, whether this is a touchdown or not, if it's a running play. Handoff again to Riley. No, it's kept up the middle by the quarterback.
Touchdown.
Yeah, Braden Rohrig, and he is in.
Touchdown.
A 3-yard touchdown run by the quarterback.
It is 13-0.
That is Braden Rohrig. He's not actually had to do a whole lot in this game. He's only thrown the ball once. A lot of handoffs, and honestly, New Miami's really had the ball more than Milan has. Milan's made the couple of big chunk plays with the long 70-yard touchdown run and also with the blocked punt by stopping Moffitt. One guy coming into the formation late here on the end of the line. All right, Milan now has everybody set. 11 guys on the field. Kick is up by Burton.
The kick is good.
Kick is good. We are at 11:13 left to go in the 2nd quarter.
14-0. Indiana 14, and the New Miami Vikings 0.
That's it, man. That's it. You got it.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Connor Martin on top of our graphics department and realized we forgot to put the extra point up there. Whoops.
Yeah.
14-0 Milan Indians. And now for Coach Andy Stuckert, this is kind of time to look yourselves in the mirror a little bit and see what you're going to be able to accomplish here. Got to change a few things up, I would think.
Indiana kicking it off to the New Miami Vikings.
Logan Burton, the kicker for Milan. He's number 43. Jaden Strong again deep for New Miami alongside of Daniel Warren Martinez for New Miami. It is Warren Martinez muffing it, picking up at the 20-yard line. Gets one block from Strong. Johnson had him wrapped up. He escapes Johnson's tackle and eventually tackled by Dylan Thomas of the Indians. That's a very hard-earned 10-yard kickoff return there. You got any of your buddies that break those tackles on the playground much?
No.
No? Everyone goes down immediately? You guys do tackle, or do you do two-hand touch? Or do you do flag?
If we're in white shirts, we do two-hand touch, but if we're in like black or stuff like that, then we do tackle.
Okay. You need the pads for tackle and then the helmets and all that stuff?
Nope.
Nope, just out there on the playground, hitting each other the way we used to. First down and 10 for the Vikings. Stuckert says his last directions to Moffitt. Moffitt now goes under center. He now has Jose Chavarria as his running back behind him, it looks like. Handoff does go up the middle. And he's only going to get a yard at most, maybe less. And that's actually not Chavarria, that's Dawson Hayes.
Second down and would be 10 to go.
Second and 10 to go. If he didn't get anything, you got it. Very good, Connor. Touchdowns worth how many points?
2.
Okay, we've had 2 touchdowns for Milan.
That was worth 1.
Each touchdown is worth 6, and then the extra point worth 1 more.
1 more. And then field goal is my 3.
Field goal's worth 3. That's right. Very good. Handoff to Hayes up the middle. Again, no gain there. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings.
3rd down and 10 to go.
This is not going to be the easiest pickup for New Miami here. So far, the only pass plays they've completed are the little short ones.
Yeah.
They need something a little bit longer here. Hayes and Moffitt are in the backfield, both in shotgun formation now. With Moffitt going to be the quarterback, checking his wristband there to see the play. Let's see if they try to throw a little deeper here, Connor. Yep, we got a flag here. See if you can figure out who this one's on.
Us?
Us. Who's us?
The Vikings.
The Vikings, yeah. 5-yard penalty for New Miami for a false start. So a hard 3rd and 10 becomes an even harder 3rd and 15.
15. Yesterday we were turn our time to see the clock, so because of the sun.
That's right. 9:30 left to go in the second quarter of play here from the Village, Merrifield. Moffitt almost got the defense to jump. Not a lot of time. He's running for his life out there. Brought down by a couple of Indians. Alec Barker, the first one to get to him. He was not the last one to bring him down, but at least made the initial contact and then got help from his buddies. Moffitt's going to end up losing yardage. I'm not seeing a lot of good blocking there on New Miami's offensive line. Milan's defensive line is really starting to dominate this. You can see the quarterback is kind of running. Moffitt needs to get good protection to get this punt off here because the last time they tried to punt it, it did not go so well.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on the defensive line there against the offense and see how much farther they get pushed back or if they're able to keep them free for Moffitt. Moffitt takes a short snap. Punts it away, end over end. It's caught by Mason Green. Tries to run it up a little east to west and is tracked down by Tug Jones. Nice play in special teams there. Milan's going to have the ball 1st down and 10 across midfield at the New Miami 49-yard line. If Milan can score here and go up by 3 touchdowns, it's going to be very hard for New Miami to get back into the game. Very important drive for the Viking defense here as Milan kind of smells a little blood in the water like a shark, right?
Yeah.
Braden Rorick, quarterback. He's got Volk in motion. Volk circles back and now gets the pitch. It's Johnny Volk to the outside. Met by Jaden Strong, and Civarella comes in to finish the tackle. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain, maybe 8. Good gain on 1st down for the Milan Indians. We're down to 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Hopefully as the sun sets, we'll be able to get you a better look at this clock.
Yeah.
We'll play with it a little bit.
2nd and 4th to go. Hey, Joe, question for you.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been doing podcasts for?
I've been doing this with Chris Vogt for the last 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I've been doing WMOH radio since probably about 2005. That's before you were born, probably. Handoff goes up the middle. That's Riley Johnson. Johnson is tackled by Nathan Civarella, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Very good. Back when I was in high school, I used to be the public address guy, which is what Dan Markham does over here next to us. I used to do that for the Baden Rams for girls basketball and boys and girls soccer. And at the football games, I was the Ram mascot. Walk around with a big, huge head on and everything else, the horns and everything else. Yeah. Actually had a battery, a 9-volt battery inside that head to kind of keep you a little bit cool because it was very hot on nights like tonight.
Yeah.
But in November when it was freezing outside, that was great. Up the middle goes the quarterback, Rohrig. Rohrig wrapped up and tackled, but again, a very sizable chunk of yardage.
First and 10.
It was first and 10.
That's going to be second and 4.
That's second and 3, second and 4. If you're waiting
First and 4.
If you're waiting for Peanut on the scoreboard, you can also kind of check and kind of do your math there.
Yeah, second and 4.
Using your estimation skills, 5 yards would be halfway in between the chains. So they're more than halfway there. Probably second at about 3, I would think.
Yeah.
Braden Rohrig, the quarterback, with Riley Johnson alongside. Handoff goes to Johnson. Tries to juke out his man and does. He's around the corner, and he's going to run out of room out of bounds. He faked out Daniel Warren Martinez, who had the initial angle, and the little juke move freed up everything he needed.
Hey, Joe, question for you.
Okay.
How long have you been, watching football?
Oh, my gosh. How long have I been watching football? I fell in love with football probably when I was 3 or 4 years old. I remember sitting on my dad's lap, and he was showing me the football game, probably the Bengals or somebody else on TV, and I remember watching it.
I played football in pre-K.
Pre-K? Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And when my dad told me that I could watch it every single Sunday, oh, my goodness, that was like the best.
First and 10.
We've got a timeout taken by Milan.
Indians.
And so we'll be right back here from Mara Field. 14-0 Indians from Indiana.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here in the village of New Miami, and Connor, you're right, that fan does feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Here's a little preview. We'll talk more about this at halftime as we go, but for those of you fans at home wondering about playoffs, and this is New Miami's region, Division 7, Region 28. There are 28 teams in the region. The top 16 of them are going to get into the playoffs at the end of the season. New Miami is hanging out right there, tied with Ridgemont, tied for 19th place. We'll talk about this more as we get into halftime of this game. 14-0 right now for the Indians.
And 6 minutes to go.
Getting close to a full moon out here tonight, too, as we get close to the middle of the lunar cycle. Different quarterback on the field, Logan Burton now for the Indians. Burton's going to keep it kind of on a high snap, and you wonder if Brandon Rohrig is okay, the starting quarterback for Milan.
There was a flag.
Let's see what we got here. Rohrig is going to come back into the game now. So whatever was bothering him only is going to cost him one play, and he's right back out here. Referee has a dead ball, personal foul on New Miami. That's a late hit of some sort. Somebody hit him after the whistle blew. I know you don't have whistles in playground ball, but Definitely don't want to see somebody doing that. It would normally be a 15-yard penalty. Instead, it's going to be half the distance to the goal because they don't have 15 yards they can get because they're too close.
And it is 2nd down and 10.
It's going to be a lot shorter than 10 because of the penalty yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and about 2 probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Rohrig looks the end zone. Intended for Johnny Volk. Volk turned around. The ball was actually delivered before Volk turned around. And it's going to end up as an incomplete pass.
It'll be 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Because if you look, you can kind of use your estimation skills. How close is it to that second stick?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to watch the sticks than to see the scoreboard or to see the referees. They'll kind of tell you what we're looking for here.
And since I bet I can see out the window at the goal, I can see that.
You can see it there on the screen too, yeah. Rohrig takes the snap in the pistol formation. The handoff is to Riley Johnson. Johnson going for the end, and we have a flag.
On the play.
I'm going to guess this flag is going to go against Milan. It's probably going to be a hold. And it is a hold. Holding is 10 yards. Yep. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty. They're going to get 3rd down over again, but it's going to be from farther back. That's what's going to happen there.
3rd down and...
Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and about. Use your estimating skills. It's going to be more than 10. Because you see...
3rd and about 12.
I like that. 3rd and about 12. Yep. A couple yards beyond that. Now we'll see what Milan decides to do with this opportunity. We're down to 5:30 left to go in the 2nd quarter of play.
And it is 14 Indians and New Miami Vikings is 0.
Very good. Rohrig in the shotgun with Johnson alongside. Volk in motion. He's going to look for Volk in the flat.
He passed it.
It's caught.
To number 2.
Volk with the catch, and Andra Stewart chases him out of bounds. Did he get enough for the 1st down?
Yes. No.
He did not. He's short by about 7 yards. 4th down. I know the closer they get to the goal line, the odder our angle is here in the press box.
Yeah.
It's easier to tell things right here at the 50-yard line that's right in front of us. I'm guessing Milan's going to go for this here on 4th down and 7.
Indians quarterback passed it to number 2 and Andre ran him out of bounds.
Yep. We'll see if we have another pass play here or if the Milan Indians have something tricky up their sleeve. This is going to be a timeout before they snap the ball.
Indians.
So Milan down to 1 timeout left.
And New Miami still has 3 timeouts.
Very good. Timeouts will reset at halftime. So
Yeah.
whether New Miami uses their timeouts or not in the 2nd quarter, they get 3 brand new ones
So,
in the 3rd quarter.
question for you.
Okay.
Joel. If New Miami uses all their timeouts, then halftime they get 3 new ones.
3 new ones. Yes, sir. And if New Miami doesn't use any timeout,
Then
they still have 3.
3.
Right. And Milan's already used 2 of theirs. They've
And
got
if
1
they
left
use one more, then they have no more timeouts
until
until halftime.
halftime. That's right.
But
And
if they use it in 3rd quarter, then all of them, then they have no more.
well, they would get 3 again starting the 3rd quarter. So even if they still have 1 left, it would reset to 3.
So every
halftime.
quarter they get new.
Every half.
Half.
So first and second quarter, 3rd and 4th quarter. Yeah. 4th down and 7. Rohrig in the pistol with Riley Johnson behind him and Volk in motion. Volk seems to be his favorite receiver. This is a handoff to Johnson. Riley Johnson's going to try to pick all of this up on the ground.
He got.
Ooh, it's close. I think he's going to be about 1 yard short. And the Vikings defense comes up. It's going to be first down either way, right?
And 10 to go.
1st and 10 for New Miami.
New Miami.
The defense holds them 1 yard short. Johnson needed 7 yards. He got 6.
So it is New Miami's ball.
And we're down to 4:57 left to go in the 2nd quarter of play. There's enough time for 1 good drive here for Coach Andy Stucker's boys. If New Miami can score here, remember we said if Milan could score on the last drive, they'd be up by 21 and it'd be almost over. If New Miami could score here all of a sudden they're going into halftime only down by 7 points. They probably feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
It's definitely within the realm of possibility as Moffitt takes under center with Nathan Civarella as his fullback right behind him. They got 3 receivers to the bottom side of your screen.
Yep.
Strong goes in motion. The handoff, it's a fake handoff and a run by
They're going.
Moffitt.
He's going. He's going. He's
And
down.
Finally brought down by Jeremiah Johnston, but a very sizable gain for Emmerich Moffitt.
Yeah. And if you hear that wind in the background, that's a fan.
That's the fan. First down.
First
and
down
10.
and 10 to go.
New Miami's got it at the 43-yard line, their own 43. Clock will now wind as we are now down below 4:45 left to go in the second quarter of play. Moffitt under center. Civarella behind him. Strong in motion. Handoff to Civarella. Up the middle.
He's going, and he's down by number
I know we're looking for a number, aren't we?
12.
Looks like that's actually 42.
42.
42. You had the 2, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Alex Wenger makes the tackle for Milan. The Vikings are across midfield. They're at the 45-yard line now. And Stucker's got them kind of hurrying up a little bit, changing the pace. This is the best offensive drive that the Vikings have had all game. They're trying to get this thing going into scoring territory.
He's
Civarella. Tackle from behind. Logan Reed.
Number 33.
Yep, Logan Reed on the tackle. It's going to be a second down and 3. Give it
3 minutes to go.
Give it to Civarella again.
Probably.
Keep feeding them, right? You watch a bunch of NFL, you see Ezekiel Elliott, Cowboys. He always does that feed me sign, you know, keep feeding me.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. Civarella starting to gain a little traction. New Miami's offensive line starting to get a little traction. That's Dalton Hayes. And Hayes is wrapped up.
Got tackled by number 42 or...
And the first one
45.
actually to get him was 45. Yep. Alec Barker got him first, wrapped around his legs. And then Alex Wenger, 42, came in and made the knockout punch.
It's 3rd down and 2 to go.
3rd and 2, New Miami. You probably have 2 plays to get this. You're probably not going to punt this on 4th down here if they don't get it on 3rd. Moffitt under center. Strong goes up to the line. Stucker does not like it. Formation was not legal, and we have...
Miami has used one timeout.
Very good. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to New Miami Football on the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
See if this clock comes any better here.
It might be.
I told you it'd be better as the night went on.
Working.
2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the second quarter of play. New Miami Vikings have been moving the ball most impressively on this drive. This drive started inside their own 10-yard line, and they have gotten across midfield in no time at all. A couple big runs, one by Moffitt, one by Civarella. It's now 3rd down and 2.
If you guys was wondering why the clock wasn't on there, it's because you barely could see it.
Dalton Hayes up the middle, still moving. The first pile fell down, but the ball carrier was not inside the pile.
He's down by...
Couple Milan Indians down at the bottom of this pile, but that's going to be clearly enough for a first down. Wenger and Burton combined for the tackle, 42 and 43.
1st down and 10 to go.
New Miami now has the ball at the 31-yard line. How many more first downs could they get if they're at the 31?
One more?
It's 10 yards, right? They could get 3 potentially.
Yeah.
They got 31 yards
3,
to work with.
2, or 1.
Yep.
Oh,
Cinderella
he's going. He's
finally stumbled and tackled by Alex Weger.
He got a first down and 10 to go.
That is
Wait,
a
first
big
and-
game. Might be first and goal. Let's see where the sticks get lined up here. Looks like the referee's about the 11-yard line. First and 10.
10.
That means they could get one more first down inside the 1-yard line here at the end of this drive. Watch New Miami's offensive line, the big guys up front. See if they can push these white jerseys backwards. Hand off to Civarella. And Civarella does not get much there. A lot of these football games are determined by the big guys right there in the trenches. If they can move them forward or the other guys move them backwards, you see a lot there.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 now for the Vikings. As we're now down below 1:45 left and clock is running. Why is clock running?
Because they ran the ball.
Because they ran the ball.
And if you pass the ball, the timer stops.
Only on
A pass.
an incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
If they drop it. Yep, that's correct. Second down and 10 for the Vikings. They're
They
down to 5
used
seconds
one
on the play
timeout.
clock. Yep, they're using their time.
And
Dalton Hayes.
They made.
Watch the referee. He'll tell you how close he gets. Looks like he's stopping just short of the sticks there
Right
by a
there.
couple yards. Yep.
So it will be 3rd and 2.
I'd go with 2. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, somewhere in that range. Yeah,
53 minutes to go.
53 seconds to go.
Seconds.
53 minutes would be a lot different.
49 seconds. 40 seconds.
Moffitt keeps it.
He's
He's going to
going.
try to bounce outside toward
And
the end zone.
touchdown! New Miami made a touchdown.
Emmerich Moffitt on the
It is
score.
14 to 6.
Very good. And extra point, if it's good, we'll make it 14-7.
14-7.
If they get it, it'll be worth 1. So it's 6 for the touchdown, 1 for the extra point. We'll see what ends up happening here. New Miami might choose to go for 2. I don't know. We'll see what Coach Stuckert wants to do. Looks like New Miami wants to take a timeout and talk this over.
So they only have one more timeout to go.
That's right.
And
Scores
at
of
halftime, it resets.
That's right. Couple of scores from outside the area. It looks like at the end of the first quarter, Lakota West had a 14-7 lead on Hamilton Big Blue. Looks like at the end of the first quarter in Eastern Cincinnati, how's this for a score? Bethel Tate leads Batavia 34-0 at the end of one quarter. Batavia, thank you for playing. We have some nice parting gifts and a case of rice-a-roni for you on that one. Yikes. Mount Healthy leads Fenwick 14-0 in the second quarter. Fenwick playing probably without their first string running back Colt Bradshaw, got hurt against Edgewood last week. Baden Ross Monroe fans, here's a score you guys wouldn't like. Van Wert is trailing St. Mary's Memorial 14-0 at halftime. St. Mary's Memorial is in Baden Ross and Monroe's region of Region 12. Looks like Louisville St. X has a 7-0 lead on Elder early on in that game, as New Miami prepares for an extra point attempt here.
They're going to be kicking it into the goal.
Looks like Wapakoneta and Lima Shawnee are all tied up at 7. Clinton Massey's up 21-0 in their game. And here comes the extra point attempt for, it looks like they're going to go for 2. So instead of kicking the extra point for
They're
1,
going to go for 2.
they have one shot for a 2-point conversion. It's worth 2 points if they can get it back into the end zone. This is a handoff.
They did not.
Yeah, Jaden Strong is not going to get in there. Austin
It
Green
was
says, no thank you. No good.
He said, no, not today.
Not today, sir.
We got 42 seconds to go.
Joel Sackenheim, the 6th grade New Miami student Connor Martin here with us tonight. Glad to have Connor with us in the booth, filling in for Chris Vogt and Dan Vogt and Neil Sackenheim and Joey Vogt and anybody else who might have also possibly been here tonight. Connor decided not to make me go flying solo. That was nice of Connor.
Yep. Ooh, light.
Looks like Harrison just kicked a field goal, so Clinton Massey's lead over the Harrison Wildcats now down to 21-3 now at this point in time.
It is Indiana's ball.
Western Brown leads Miami Trace 28-7. That's good news for you Monroe fans that have me listening in. Looks like we got a 14-8 Vikings score. That would be Princeton Vikings against Fairfield tonight.
The Miami Vikings are going to kick the ball and give it to Indiana.
Looks like Fairfield just scored again, so it's 14-all now in that game between Fairfield and Princeton. 7-7 for Sycamore and Middletown. Still in the first quarter of that game. Ball falls off the tee. Looks like New Miami's going to have to set this thing back up and try it again. Here comes the kick. It's a low line drive, headed toward the sideline. It's going to stay in bounds. It will not.
A flag on the play.
Johnny Volk kind of watches that thing go out of bounds. New Miami on the penalty, or excuse me, Milan on the penalty is going to get the ball at their own 35-yard line. 42 seconds left to go. They may not try to do anything rash here right before halftime. This may be just a quick running play and then go in at halftime. We'll see what Milan wants to do with this. First and 10, Indians at the 35-yard line.
42 seconds to go.
Yep. Clock will start when the ball is snapped. We'll see if they call a running play or a passing play here.
Question for you, Joel.
Okay.
When they do a kickoff, does the time run?
The time will run if the returning team touches the ball.
Okay.
So because nobody touched it there, the clock stayed stopped. Rohrig keeps it. The quarterback up the middle.
Flag on the play.
Good eyes there, sir. Very good eyes. Tackle was made on the play by Dantes O'Neill, 5'9", 240-pound lineman junior. And we'll see if this is going to be a hold on Milan. If it is, it's going to back them farther up, and they'll have first down all over again. They won't get the time back, though.
If you guys are wondering how a foul is called, you see a yellow flag.
That's right. See the guys with the yellow flag, you know something went wrong. It is a hold.
And I saw
It
a
is
yellow
on New
flag.
Miami.
I saw a yellow flag go up in the air and land.
And that's how you know. So Milan will not only get that run, they're going to get some additional penalty yardage added on to it. That's going to help them out a lot. It's now first and 10. They're across midfield. And the clock also stops on the penalty. They have one timeout left. If they run the ball out of bounds, that will stop the clock. An incomplete pass will stop the clock. And if they get a first down, they'll pause the clock just to get the change reset, and then they'll start it again. All things for Milan to be thinking about right now. Rohrig's going to throw it.
He's going to throw it.
He's got a man.
He's going to... Oh, fumble!
That is an incomplete pass. Logan Reed.
He trucked him.
And that was a huge hit.
He got hit, and as soon as he hit the ground, the ball fell out of his hands.
We don't have a number 5 on our roster. Braden Robinette. You mean there's a name Robinette here in New Miami?
Braden Robinette,
Braden Robinette, number 5, a late addition to our roster, was the one that made that huge stick. And that would have been a catch had he not hit him. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. We're down to 29 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Rohrig looking long.
Oh.
Robinette in coverage.
Incomplete pass.
Mason Green, the intended receiver for Milan. It's a 3rd and 10 now for the Indians.
3rd and 10, Indians.
Well, Milan, I guess, is going to throw it again here.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass would stop the clock again.
They could throw it or run it.
They could. But if they run it and they don't get it,
then that would be 4th.
It's going to be 4th down and
10.
Or however much they get. And the clock is going to run. Which they're down to 23 seconds. They might not want to run out all the rest of the time now. They're across midfield already. Pistol formation for Rohrig. And they are going to run it. Look at that. Is he going to get it?
He's going and going.
He is, and he's still going.
And going. He touchdown Indians.
All the way to the end zone. Logan Reed.
Now it is 20-6.
20-6. Logan Reed on a 3rd down and 10 with only 23 seconds remaining in the quarter. And New Miami gives that up. That is definitely a momentum killer. That is not something you want for the Vikings. Obviously, Milan's going to be thrilled about that.
And it is 14 seconds to go.
Milan marches all the way down the field in less than 2 minutes. Here is Logan Burton. Logan Reed with the touchdown. Burton kicks it right dab smack into the line. That was a bad snap and a bad hold there, so the extra point is going to be no good.
No good. So it is 14 seconds to go still.
And 20-6 in favor of the Indians of Milan High School. Stay with us during halftime. We're going to give Connor a little history lesson about Milan High School. There's actually a legendary story involving high school basketball with their school over there in Indiana. And you'll get to hear all about it.
They traveled a long ways to get to here.
I don't think they're very far into Indiana. So it's
Probably not.
not that far, right? We're not that far from Indiana, are we?
No.
Just a little bit.
Eh.
I don't think they're all the way from Indianapolis or Chicago or anywhere like that. We'll see what Milan's able to do here. Looks like at the end of the first quarter, Elder is losing to Louisville St. X by a score of 14-0. That's games in Louisville, looks like.
Hey, Joel.
Yes, sir.
Guess what?
What?
Something's funny. So that side of the sky is dark, and then that side is light.
Yeah, the sun's setting over the west end zone here at New Miami, and you can definitely see the looking east. You got a very dark sky with the moon in it, and looking west. That is, I know you can't see it on the screen if you're watching at home. That is definitely a beautiful painted sky there.
Is that two solar panels or something like that?
It's pretty. St. X leads Moeller 21-7. That game's down at Nippert Stadium.
20-6.
20-6 here in favor of the
Indiana
Indians.
kicking it off to the New Miami Vikings. Caught by what number is that?
It gets harder to see the New Miami numbers, the green numbers on the black jersey as the sun goes down.
He got caught by
That's one of the up men on the return there.
number 30 or something like that. Ah,
Looks like that was Jaden Strong on the return
Jaden Strong.
for New Miami. We're down to 8 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
1st and 10.
This will probably be a quick running play. If they pop it, they pop it. If not, it's going to go into halftime as it is.
And we got our band coming out at halftime to do a little show.
It's good to have the marching bands after COVID last year. Didn't allow
Yeah.
a lot of the bands to show up at these games. Moffitt's under center. Look for a straight handoff here to Hayes. This is probably going to be all it is.
Yeah.
And a whistle and a timeout for Milan. They are going to take their last
Timeout.
timeout.
So it is 0 timeouts for Indiana and 1 timeout for New Miami Vikings.
That's right. Other scores here, if we can find a few of them while we're waiting for them to retake the field here. Got a lot of Columbus scores coming across the screen. That's not going to interest a lot of you guys that are listening in. Looks like in that St. Mary's Memorial game against Van Wert, St. Mary's has outrun the Cougars 198 yards to 27. So the Rough Riders running roughshod over Van Wert, who was 4-0. That's a big, big important score for Baden, for Ross, and for Monroe in Division III, Region 12. Taze Valley up 21-7 there in Edgewood's region in Division II. All right, ready here to take the field for quite possibly the last play of quarter number 2.
Yep. Hey Joe, question. When the band comes, the marching band comes out, will they still have the camera on?
I would imagine the camera will still be on. Yeah, so
1
anybody watching
second
at
to
home.
go.
1 second.
New Miami Vikings.
Timeout,
still
New
left.
Miami. That is not
timeout.
halftime. We have 1
Or
second
not
left.
1 second left. Used our last timeout.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. You can't take the timeout with you. You might as well run one more play and see if you pop it, right?
Yeah, which it's 1 second to go.
That's right. So this will be the last play for Coach Andy Stuckert and the New Miami Vikings. Got to love a little fight in the Vikings there. They're not going to give up right before the half. They're going to take one more shot. They got 51 yards still they need to go.
Question for you, Joel. If they go out there to do a play and they don't do it in time, would it be their ball still?
New Miami has got 1 second. They just have to snap the ball. The clock will strike 0. They are allowed to finish the play that they're on.
Okay.
So they don't have to score the touchdown across the goal line in only 1 second. They can take as long as they need on one play, but as soon as the play is over, that will be the end of the quarter.
After they do their thing and stuff, would it still be their ball after halftime?
At halftime, whoever got the ball first, New Miami got the ball first to start the game, so Milan is going to get the ball first to start the third quarter.
Okay.
So they basically trade on that. Good questions, Connor. All right, last play of the half. Moffitt's going to try to chuck it.
It's going
He's got
long.
strong.
It's going long.
That's got a
He
chance.
catches it.
He's going to be hit, and he's out of bounds, just short of the goal line. Out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and that is going to end the half. No
So
touchdown on the play.
halftime.
I admire Andy Stuckert and the New Miami Vikings for trying it. They just ran out of time. Halftime is here.
Our band is coming out.
And our score at the half
20-6.
in favor of the Milan Indians. You are watching live on the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, we're back here at halftime as the New Miami Band is getting ready to take the field for the halftime show.
Who's up there doing the camera?
I don't know who's up there doing the camera tonight.
I don't know.
Chris has got somebody up there working the camera. I don't know who Chris picked to do it. So one of the hard things about being here at New Miami is our cameraman is upstairs and we're down here in the press box, so not a lot of communication with the camera dude up there. It is good to see the marching band again take the field. It's definitely been a while. So Connor, I'll give you a little bit of an education here as the band gets ready to take the field. Milan, Indiana, probably played in the most famous high school basketball game of all time. And that was back in 1954. So you know that New Miami is a very small school.
Yep.
And you know that Milan is also a very small school. And they have different divisions. So that way, like a team like New Miami wouldn't have to play like Hamilton Big Blue that's got 100 guys on the team.
Oh, yeah.
And they're huge, right? So back in the day, they didn't have different divisions for different school sizes. So every basketball team in Indiana was thrown into one big, huge tournament, no matter how big your school was or no matter how small your school was. So the biggest schools had an advantage. They won it most of the time because they had so many more players. But back in 1954, little Milan High School actually won the state championship.
And you cannot see our band.
Well, while the cameraman figures out where the band is, take a look at these highlights. This is from 1954.
Oh, wow.
Milan High School is wearing the dark jerseys here against Muncie Central, the Bearcats, who were the big city school that year. And they actually made a movie about this called Hoosiers back in the 1980s. It's one of the most famous basketball movies ever made. You can see the old fans back in 1954. This was the score, 30-all at the Butler Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, and this was the last shot of the game that won the state championship. This guy's name was Bobby Plump, and Bobby Plump was 2 for 10 in the game before he took this game-winning shot here. Pull it up from 14 feet.
Oh, wow.
Up and in. And the Milan Indians end up winning the 1954 Indiana State Championship by a score of 32-30 over Muncie Central. Fans listening, since that time, every Indiana school, and Indiana kept it as a one-bracket tournament all the way until 1997. Every team that won the state championship in basketball after Milan did it in 54 was at least 5 times bigger in school size than Milan was. So one of the great David and Goliath stories of all time. Certainly Milan fans tuning in, you know all about it. It's your school's history. But yes, it is that school, and they made the Gene Hackman movie based on Milan's 1954 Indiana State Championship team. They had an enrollment of 161 kids that year. They finished with an overall record of 28-2, the smallest school ever to win a single class Indiana combined state basketball title. All right, looking playoffs. We'll start here at Division 7, and we'll work our way up a little bit. New Miami is tied for 19th right now with Ridgemont. Ridgemont is playing Fayetteville Perry tonight, a school that New Miami knows well because they knocked them out of the playoffs last year and then got trounced by them in return this year, earlier in the season. You got to finish in the top 16 in order to make it into the playoffs. So New Miami has a little bit of work to do to get up there. They're going to have to probably win a couple more games. Their game against Clark Montessori next week, if it happens. Clark's been canceling a few games due to COVID. That might be a chance. And you see later on, they got Cincinnati Country Day, Miami Valley Christian Academy, St. Bernard, Elmwood Place, and they finish up with Lockland, the last game I've got on the far left here. New Miami is probably going to need to win at least one more, maybe 2 more games to be able to get their way into the playoffs. Obviously, Marion Local, if you look at the top, they've made the state finals every year for the last 10 years, except for last year when New Bremen knocked them out. Marion Local continues to win a whole bunch of football games. There's a large gap between them and Portsmouth Notre Dame there for second place. New Bremen is down in 5th place right now. They lost to Coldwater last week. They're playing the Anna Rockets tonight. They got Versailles next week. It's not getting any easier for the New Bremen Cardinals in that Midwest Athletic Conference. But once again, New Bremen looking like they're going to be a team that is going to be a team to be reckoned with. They play Marion Local, it looks like, in week 8. We're going to learn a lot about those two teams then. Yes, sir.
So, is that team on here?
Milan, Indiana is not on there because they're in Indiana. So here, if you look down at the 20 line where New Miami is, the game itself is right there.
And then what's that?
3.5.
TEA.
What, oh, TBA? That means there's not a game scheduled to be announced. So Hillcrest Academy next week, you're looking at them. They don't have a game scheduled for next week yet, but they might schedule one. It looks like Manchester doesn't have one scheduled either, so maybe those two schools will pick up a phone and call each other and say, hey, we need somebody to play. Why don't you come play us? That could happen.
Yeah.
That's been happening a lot this year. So, yeah, all the colors that you see on here are different school sizes. The cyan, light blue ones, those are the smallest of the school sizes, and that's what New Miami is as well. So, yes, if Milan, Indiana was an Ohio team, they'd probably be on here, but they're not. Going up the divisions in Region 20, this is where Middletown, Madison, Mohawks are. They have not won a game yet. They're playing Valley View tonight. It's been tough sledding for Madison this year. They are in a multi-way tie for 20th place. They're going to need to win at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 games to be able to get their way into the playoffs. Even Finneytown, sticking up there at number 17, has actually won 2 games. They've not won a lot of games in the past, so it's going to be tough sledding for Madison if they want to try to find a way to work their way up into playoff position. Division 4, we don't have any Butler County teams in it. The Eaton Eagles are at number 1 right now, just above St. Paris Graham. Eaton has won 4 games this year. They have not had great seasons recently, and this is a big shock to a lot of teams. They beat Bellbrook by 1 point last week. They are playing Waynesville tonight. Big, very important game in Division 4's playoff race. keep an eye on McNicholas. They're playing Roger Bacon. I'm curious to see what happens as the outcome of that game tonight. A lot of points up for grabs there between Division 4 and Division 5. Wyoming's got a big game against Reading tonight as well, and Waverly is playing undefeated Portsmouth. That was a reschedule due to COVID. Waverly's original opponent ended up canceling that game. Division 3, Region 12. This is where my high school is, the Baden Rams, and I was the Ram back in high school. Baden is number 1 right now in the region. They play tomorrow night against Ross, and Ross is number 2. Important game?
Yeah.
I'd say so. Whoever wins that game is going to be on the number 1 line, most
Question
likely.
for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever played football?
I played back in 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
That was the only year I played. I actually was more of a soccer player because I was kind of a small,
Was soccer
sporty
fun?
type. It was a lot of fun, absolutely. Yeah.
What was you in soccer?
Oh, I played all over the place. I played goalie. I played up at the front line and tried to score. I played fullback. I like to play a little bit of everything, which actually kind of hurt me when I got to high school because the coach asked me, what position do you play? And I said, all of them. And he said, okay, you're on the bench. All right. So that didn't work out so well. So, yes, Baden, Ross, and Monroe here are all in Butler County. They are 1, 2, and 4 right now on this
Our
list.
band is
It's
finished.
big. Band is finished? There you go. It's nice to see them back on the field again. That's for darn sure. So Monroe, they beat Brookville last week, and they beat Western Brown the week before that. That is huge, huge for the Monroe Hornets. They got Oakwood tonight. They got Carlisle next week as they continue to try to dig in. Lima Shawnee is at number 3 right now. They're playing Wapakoneta up in northern Ohio. That game's about 100 miles away from here.
Is the people on live watching this?
Yes, sir. So they can see what we're talking about and see kind of where the teams are ranked in terms of high school playoff points. I'll be on WMOH later on tonight as we talk about different schools and who all needs to do what to be able to get into the playoffs. It gets really exciting as you get deeper and deeper in the season. The season is 10 weeks long. Talawanda at halftime has the lead over the Carroll Patriots. Carroll is 16th right now, and they're playing Talawanda, who has not won a game yet. Carroll's only won 1 game. So that'd be a huge thing for Talawanda to be able to get a win there. Here's Talawanda's region. This is Division 2, so we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger schools as we go. Talawanda, as you see, has not won a game yet. All black there. But they've got Carroll tonight. That's worth 5.5 second level points if they can win it. They'll sneak their way up there. They'll be behind Edgewood, but they'll try to nip up close to the playoffs.
How do you know when they what days are games?
Most of the games are Friday night. There are a few games that are Saturday and a few that were Thursday. The ones that are Thursday have already been played. So, do you see the 5 column here, Connor?
Yeah.
You see this black one here that says Marion Franklin? Briggs lost to Marion Franklin already last night. That was a Thursday night game. So, most of these games are going to be Friday night. A couple of them are Saturday.
Today's the 17th, right?
Today is the 17th. Yes,
so
sir.
then, whatever is, how's the game?
Okay, Columbus South there. You're looking at the Briggs line, the 17 line there, and you see Columbus South. Columbus South is worth 17 points if Briggs can beat them.
Are they playing tonight?
They will play in week 9, which is 4 weeks from tonight. That's 4
Do they have a
games
game
from now.
tonight?
Columbus South will play a game tonight. They are playing tonight against Columbus West. So if Columbus West wins that game, they'll get 17 points for beating South. But West doesn't have any points, and they haven't won a game yet. And if South is 3-1, who's probably going to win that game, South or West?
South.
South. I would think so.
Yeah.
So it would be an upset if the Columbus West Cowboys could knock off Columbus South tonight.
Yeah.
Certainly teams like Talawanda are trying to get above Columbus West. They hope that Columbus South beats Columbus West tonight so they can climb up there and try to nip at Briggs and Little Miami and Loveland there and climb their way back into playoff contention.
Yep. I wonder if the Boosters pizza is good.
I don't know. I've not tried the pizza downstairs. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good.
It's good, says Connor Martin. He's thrilled. Best things to eat in the new Miami concession stand? What do you think?
Everything.
Everything. Except the concession stand workers. That would just be gross.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Yeah. But what all they have down there?
Candy, pop, pretzels, with cheese, not I think nachos and cheese, hamburgers, hot dogs, what else? Pizza.
It's quite an impressive
Popcorn.
display. Oh, we smelled the popcorn earlier.
Yeah.
It was really good. The popcorn was really, really awesome. Absolutely. Going up to Division 1. These are the big schools. The GMC schools. Fairfield right now is playing Princeton. Princeton leads that game 21-14 at halftime. That game's worth 18.5 points to Fairfield if they can win that game. That'd be a nice win for the Fairfield Indians if they could get it. The top two teams play each other. That's Moeller and St. Xavier. St. X was up 21-7. As you can see, that's worth the most points on the board tonight. 26 for Moeller if they can beat St. X. 22.5 for St. X if they can beat the Moeller Crusaders. Just looking for other scores if I happen to see any here. I've got, looks like Dublin Kaufman right now is at halftime leading Groveport Madison 28-14. That would be points for Princeton because they beat Dublin Kaufman earlier this year if they could happen to find a way to win that game.
On your Chromebook, is that how you get to see the scores for the other teams?
Yeah, I got my own laptop here so I can kind of see the other games as we're also watching ours.
And whose is this one?
This one belongs to Chris O.
Ah.
So Chris owns the one that we broadcast out of, and then I've got my own personal one to show me the out-of-town scores. Looks like Lakota West is leading Hamilton tonight. They're leading them 28-7 with 1 minute, 18 seconds left to go in the first half. Lakota West is right now fourth in the region. Chance to kind of stay there. Looks like the teams around them are also playing very similar size school.
Hamilton in 11th.
Yes, Hamilton is 11th, so if they would beat West, that's worth a lot more points for them because West has won 3 games. So Hamilton would bump up quite a bit.
Oak Hills.
Yes, Oak Hills has not won a game in a while. Not in a while. It'll be really interesting to see.
Madison.
Lebanon and Oak Hills,
Yeah.
neither one of them have won a game yet. They're the only two in this region that have not won a game. 16 teams will make it to the playoffs, which means one of those two teams is getting in.
Madison has one.
Mason.
Mason.
Yes, Mason has won 2 games. They are 2-2. They beat Gahanna Lincoln and Middletown. They lost to Centerville and Coleraine. They are playing Lakota East tonight. They got Lakota West next week.
I see the pizza.
Halftime, Mount Healthy leads Fenwick by a score of 14-0. That's good news for the Ross Rams, but to say Baden plays both Mount Healthy and Fenwick, so it may not matter so much for Baden, but it'll certainly matter in terms of Ross trying to get playoff points. Looks like Centerville is up 28-0 over Northmont at halftime. Elida leads Salina 21-7 at the half. Canal Winchester leads Franklin Heights 47-0. And still in the second quarter, that game was over quickly over in Columbus. And one more region to kind of take a look at real quickly. This is for Middletown. And as you can see, Middletown's in the same situation that Oak Hills is in.
Oh, wow.
They've not won a game, but they've got 2 other buds around them. Beaver Creek, who's down 35-0 right now to Springfield.
And you got
Toledo Start.
Centerville.
Centerville is leading. They're up, what did we say, 28-0? Yes. 28-0. They're playing Clayton Northmont tonight. So Centerville looking to continue to win. That'll help them out quite a bit. Marysville was beating the heck out of Westland tonight, so they're going to stay, I believe, at number 1 on top of the region.
Wait, so all of these things for the playoffs, that's how you get to see that?
Right, exactly. So I plug that all into the computer, and you can pull up whichever graphic you want to, and all of these are different playoff regions where teams are fighting to try to get into the top 16 and make it into the playoffs. Looks like St. X just scored again. They lead Moeller 28-7 just before halftime. Absolutely. So Middletown would need to probably win a game, and they do play Oak Hills. Week 9. That might be their best chance. If they can win that game, they might be able to jump ahead of Beaver Creek there and get that last playoff spot. Toledo Start gets to play against 3 teams that have not won a game yet.
So if Middletown moves to 16,
they move to 16, they would be in the playoffs. Yep. And they would then get to play against the number 1 team, Marysville. So Marysville's very, very good. So it would not be a very good matchup for Middletown
2
having to
minutes
play the
to
Monarchs
go.
on the road up there in Columbus, but that's what they would be looking at. Absolutely. Ottawa Glandorf leads Bath 21-0 at the half. Withrow 12-0 over Trotwood Madison at halftime. The Withrow Tigers, I believe, are undefeated. Let's pull up Region 8 and see. I think they've not lost yet. Yep, there's Withrow. They've won 4 games in a row now, and they're playing Trotwood Madison tonight. Chance to go 5-0. They are leading that game 12-0 at halftime. Harrison, they are at 19th right now in this region. They are losing 28-3 to Clinton Massey.
Oh, Lordy.
That's not good.
No, that's bad.
Yeah. And, of course, it's also bad for the teams that get to play Harrison later on this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Harrison wins that game and then somebody else beats them, Harrison is worth more points.
Yeah.
Edgewood gets to play Harrison in Week 10. Talawanda gets to play Harrison next week in Week 6.
Uh-oh.
So both of those teams would like to see Harrison pull that one off and win that one. Looks like 28-0 Springfield has the lead at halftime. They're playing Beaver Creek.
That pizza does smell good.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Maybe they'll give us some of it at the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
Always nice. Looks like Madeira leads Finneytown 14-13. Finneytown's doing pretty well this year. Halftime in Western Cincinnati. We talked about Oak Hills earlier. They're playing Coleraine tonight. Coleraine is leading them 18-3. So Oak Hill's hanging in there, trying to put up a good fight. Not quite there, but they're trying. Absolutely. Looking for some other scores here, if any of them come in. We said Dublin Kaufman is leading Groveport Madison at halftime by a score of 28-14. Turpin, as well as Princeton, both beat Dublin Kaufman earlier this year. Taze Valley is leading Liberty Union 24-7 right before the half. And here's the score all the way back, bringing it all the way back to this region of Region 28, New Miami's region. The New Bremen Cardinals, who lost to Coldwater last week, they are leading Anna tonight, the Anna Rockets, by a score of 34-6. So New Bremen coming off of that loss, they don't want to lose again. Halftime here at Merrifield, it is 20-6 in favor of Milan, Indiana. We'll be right back on the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here in the village of New Miami, as my broadcast partner takes a quick pit stop to the restroom, which I guess there's no quick pit stop to the restroom here at New Miami. It's a commitment. You got to go down the press box stairs and into the school building. So probably by about halfway through the third quarter, young Connor Martin is going to be rejoining us here. He's doing a great job, folks. 12 years old, filling in a pinch, color commentating tonight. And we're having a good time introducing a 6th grade New Miami student to some broadcasting. 20-6, the Milan Indians. And Connor comes back not with a bathroom break, but with a piece of pizza. Of course he does. A piece of pizza and a big, huge smile on this man's face. It doesn't take much, folks. It doesn't take much. All right. So the New Miami Vikings will now take the field. As we talked about earlier, New Miami got the ball to start the game, so now Milan will get the ball to start the third quarter. And we got to put all 3 timeouts back up on the board. Because, as we said earlier, both teams get all 3 timeouts back. Ball put up on the tee for Moffitt. Moffitt's going to kick it off. Actually, that would be, it looks like, return man, the up man. That's Dylan Thomas. And Dylan Thomas returns the ball out past the 35-yard line. It is a 1st and 10 for Milan. End of the first half, we talked about Marysville being the #1 team in Middletown's region. The Marysville Monarchs lead Westland by a score of 27-0. They'll continue being the #1 team in Division I, Region 2, it looks like. Gahanna Lincoln at halftime leads Hilliard Darby 14-0. The Lions of Gahanna Lincoln, that's a team that Mason beat. Give Mason another 6.5 second level points. Handoff to Riley Johnson. Goes up the middle. Gets about 5 or 6 yards, dragging some Vikings along with him, and finally brought down by Jarek Holland for New Miami. It's going to be 2nd down and 3 now for the Indians. And yes, all of you Indiana fans that happen to be listening in right now, I know Indiana, everybody makes the playoffs. And from what I understand, it's a blind draw. Everybody gets in and you pull a name out of a hat, and the best 2 teams might face each other week 1 of the playoffs. That's just the way it goes in Indiana. Ohio, every regular season game factors in with the Harbin ratings, the computer points, which is what makes Ohio's playoff system so special, because the regular season means so much. Handoff to Riley Johnson. Into the line. Tries to bounce out. He does bounce out and drags the Vikings across the 1st down line. That's a heck of a play by Riley Johnson there. Great effort on the play. Tackle by James Hall coming in from the secondary there, but he got a ride for a couple of yards there. Now they're going to mark him short. So they've respotted this football. Originally it looked like a 1st down. And now they once again respotted again. So it is a 1st down on the play. They had it for a 1st down. The referee then signaled for 3rd down, and then they signaled, no, we changed our mind. It's a 1st down after all. Shotgun formation for Braden Rohrig. Keeps the ball in the bad snap, and he's loose. He's got some yardage. About 20 yards, maybe 25 yards there, and a 1st down for Milan. That was a busted play, but it ended up working. 1st down and 10. The Indians are on the march.
Yep. And it's still 20-6.
1st down and 10 for Milan. Inside the 30-yard line now. Shotgun formation for Rohrig. They've had some success running read options to Riley Johnson or quarterback keepers. This is going to be a straight pass play, though. Looking out in the flat, overthrew a slant pass to Johnny Volk. It is incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. Halftime, the Brookville Blue Devils lead Carlisle 28-0. More second level points for the Monroe Hornets there. Pretty good deal if you can get it. And Kentucky Beechwood leads Covington Catholic 13-0 right now. Cov Catholic is a team that Elder beat earlier on this year. 2nd and 10. Rohrig in the pistol. Handoff to Riley Johnson. Up the middle. Gonna punch it through for about 8 yards. Grinds his feet. Still not tackled. The ball pops out at the end. Referee throws the beanbag. He had enough for the 1st down. Who's got the ball, though? It looks like the Milan Indians have the ball. The offense recovered it.
Hey, Joel. What's it? Yeah. What is it? Oh, it was something about pistol.
Pistol formation.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Okay, so the quarterback can go right underneath the center's rear end and get the snap. He can be all the way back in the backfield, and that's a shotgun. Or he can be halfway, where he's got a running back behind him, but he's not directly underneath the center. So if you see him right now, he's under center right now. Which means he's just going to take the snap right under the rear end of the center. So this is not pistol. This is an I formation. It's a play action. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Ethan Pierce.
Yeah.
Milan is in the end zone. And the Indians are going to start pulling away here a little bit, it looks like. 20-point margin there. That was a great play call. Nobody saw that one on defense. Ethan Pierce slipped past the defensive secondary and showed up wide open on the other side of that play. So 26-6. Extra point is worth how much?
1.
1? Yep. This is going to be Logan Burton attempting to kick it and attempting to give Milan a 21-point lead.
Score is 26-6.
Hold is down. Kick is up.
No good.
He missed it wide to the left. So, a 20-point lead will have to do. We'll be right back. The Milan Indians up by 20 at Mara Field.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
We are back. I guess maybe more accurately, you are back. We've been here. You are back. 20-point lead. Here's a halftime score. Preble Shawnee all over Bradford, 42-0 at the half. Break out the arrows of Preble Shawnee. They're on the pace to be 5-0 this year. Hello.
Question for you.
Uh-huh.
Whose ball is it?
It is going to be New Miami's ball after Milan kicks it off. So Milan scored. That means New Miami is going to get it next. And they'll keep going this direction until the end of the third quarter. When the third quarter ends, they'll switch sides. So New Miami's going to where you saw that beautiful sunset that is now completely gone.
Oh.
It's nice while it lasted.
No, it's dark.
It's very dark. Kick is up. Jalen Strong going to return it for the Vikings.
Got it.
Strong's trying to be patient, trying to find a blocker, and Riley Johnson hops on top of his back and plays Big Stranger Rodeo to knock him down to the ground. That is where the Vikings will start this next drive at their own 20-yard line. Starting at the 20, that means for a first down they need to get. Math question for you. If they're starting at the 20 and they need to get 10 yards, then they need to get where?
To the first.
If they're at the 20 and they need to get 10 yards for another first down, that means where they're going to need to get.
20 and what?
10 yards, right? First and 10? We're getting out the M&Ms now and breaking out the pencil. 6th grade math. You thought you were out of school for the week, didn't you? So he's at the 20. He needs to get 10 yards. What yard line are they going to need to get to?
30.
The 30-yard line. Very good. My man Connor Martin with a mouthful of M&Ms and a pencil and paper in his hand. He done figured it all out. And he's exactly right. The 30-yard line is where they're going to need to have to go. Vikings down by 20. Now, they do have a rule, Connor, in high school football. This was started a few years back that if there is a 30-point lead, it becomes a running clock. The clock will continue to run even on a pass play.
Oh.
New Miami certainly would like to not have that happen.
Heck no.
And if they can score here, they can keep Milan having to play this game definitely close to the vest here. Moffitt under center. It is a keeper to Moffitt.
Oh,
he's going to break it loose. And finally brought down by a couple of Indians in the secondary. Looks like that's Mason Green and Jonathan Allridge that brought him down, but not before. Did they get past the 30-yard line? Yes, they did, which means it's a first down. You're showing me a finger, but they can't hear that because you got M&Ms in your mouth. Of course you do. First and 10 for the Vikings. Moffitt again under center. He's got Hayes behind him as his tailback. And the handoff goes to Hayes up the middle. And he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play. It's going to make it about 2nd down and 8 for the Vikings. New Miami looks over at Coach Stuckert, looking for the next play call. Looks like the offensive coordinator over there is actually flashing in the play call. That's Kyle Weisbrot for New Miami. Digging the white helmets with the Viking horn. It's different from last year. Man in motion. And illegally in motion, it appears. This is going to be called a false start and a 5-yard penalty.
And I'm back.
For New Miami. Marching back 5. It was 2nd and 8. 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and
5.
It was 8. Add 5 more to it.
Do a 5-yard penalty on the Vikings.
2nd and
Second.
You can do this.
2nd and 18.
13. Yes, sir. You got it. You're a math kid. You don't need to panic. Got this all under control. 2nd and 13 Vikings. Halftime score at Kumler Field. The Edgewood Cougars lead the Wilmington Hurricane 28-0. Breakout Edgewood did not win a game in the first 3 weeks, and they're going to end up with a 2-2 record after tonight, it looks like. That was absolutely a pickup game after a cancellation. They were supposed to play Chaminade Julienne tonight. CJ ended up canceling. CJ is available tomorrow night, though.
Question for you.
Yep.
Why is our camera black?
I don't know. Moffitt takes the handoff, or the carry, around the right side of the play. He's going to only get a yard or 2. And so it's going to be 3rd down and about 12 for the Vikings.
It'll be 3rd and 12.
You wonder if they have another one of those long passing plays like they did on the last play right before halftime.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of long passing plays, Elder just hit a 73-yard touchdown pass. They and Louisville St. X are tied up at 14. A couple minutes left to go in the second quarter of that game down in Louisville. Moffitt, he's going to throw it longer. Intended for his tight end, Josh Woods. Pass is incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down and long, and the Vikings are going to, on 4th and long,
Probably go for it.
well, they are down by 20. We'll see. We'll see if they go for it. We'll see if they choose to punt. 4th and 12, that's a long way to go. But you are right, with the 3-score game, you might want to at least consider it.
Our quarterback, I think, got injured. No, someone got injured.
Looks like Daniel Warren Martinez is back deep in punt formation as Mason Green goes back deep to
Oh,
return
our
the
quarterback
punt.
got injured.
Okay. Yeah, Moffitt's being looked, his arm's being looked at, his shoulder. He's the normal punter. So this is going to be interesting to see how Daniel Warren Martinez, the backup punter, hands the punting duties. Line drive kick. Muffed by Green. Picked back up.
Is that a flag on the play?
That is actually a beanbag on the play.
Beanbag. What is that?
Orange beanbag. Tackle was made there by Tug Jones. The beanbag is done every time there's a change of possession. So if there was an interception that was thrown, if you fumbled the football, or in this case, when one team punts it to the other team, they toss the beanbag to where the other team got the ball. That helps them if they ever have a penalty and need to mark something off.
So they're down right there.
So, yes, Milan gets the ball, and they were able to run it forward for a few yards. It's going to be Milan's ball, 1st down and 10 at the New Miami 46-yard line. Another short field for Milan here. As Volk goes in motion, and the throw does go to Volk. Good blocking out of the perimeter. Volk is going to go ahead and get... Oh, we got a flag. We got a flag behind the play, and another flag.
And another flag.
Oh, boy.
2 flags on the play.
Oh, boy.
Right, 2 flags.
2 flags, one behind the play and one at the end of the play. So it's probably 2 different penalties. And it might be one on each team. Volk had a lot of room on that play. Referees are talking about it right now and figuring out what they're going to do about this. So that's what they're talking about right now as you see them pointing backwards. They're talking about the foul behind the play. This might be a hold on Milan and something, a late hit maybe on New Miami.
Who's it on?
Referee is the one in the white hat. He's going to give us the hand signals. Looks like it is a hold on Milan. And after the play, a personal foul, late hit on New Miami. How about that? Just what we said.
New Miami.
So they're going to march off the hold first, 10 yards backwards, and then they're going to march 15 yards forwards for the 2 different penalties.
So it'll be right there?
So it's going to end up being Milan's ball. It's going to be
40-yard line.
1st and 4. That's when you're not going to call much.
At the 40-yard line?
At the 40-yard line after both penalties were enforced. St. Xavier leads Moeller now by a score of 28-10 as St. X tries to claim the #1 seed in Division I, Region 4. 1st and 4 for Milan. They are in the shotgun right now.
Shotgun.
The quarterback is all the way back next to the running back, side by side with them. Going to keep it. Rohrig going to try to get it. He's going to be just short of the first down. It looks like it's going to be a 2nd down. 2nd and inches.
And
Not even a yard.
2nd down and 4.
Well, it was 1st and 4, and he got about 3.5.
So
Look how close.
2nd and
Forget the scoreboard. Look at the stick and how close the #2 is to the chain there out there.
2nd and 1.
2nd and less than 1. Yeah. Yeah, Peanut's not fast enough on the draw over here for Connor. 2nd and 1. Let's see what formation, if they're in the pistol here or under center or shotgun.
Shotgun.
Looks like shotgun.
Pistol.
I don't think they figured out what they
Flag
wanted to
on
do.
the play.
This is going to be a delay of game. They took too long. 5-yard penalty on Milan.
5 yards back.
So it's going to be 2nd and a long 5 now.
2nd and 5. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. We can roll with 2nd and 6. All right, what formation are they in now?
Pistol.
This is pistol. Very good. Absolutely, Connor. Excellent. And Rohrer keeps it. He's looking long. Ends up going to the short guy instead. That was Ethan Pierce, who caught the touchdown pass on the previous pass attempt last drive. Incomplete pass falls harmlessly to the turf, and it is 3rd down and 6 for the Indians.
It'll be 3rd and 6.
Halftime at the Schwarm. Lakota West leads Hamilton High 28-7 in that game at Virgil Schwarm Stadium. Halftime score out of Columbus, just because it's fun to read. New Albany leads Newark 63-0 at the half. Yikes. Pistol formation. Riley Johnson breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, spins again. Finally,
So now that is
Nathan Civarella wraps them up.
4th and
Look
5.
at 4th and 5. Very good. I was going to say, look at the sticks. That'll give you a good estimation.
I did. I was like,
Takes Peanut a little bit longer to punch all those numbers in. He's doing his best over there. 4th and 5. We'll see if Milan goes for this. If they're across midfield, they might try to go for this thing.
but if they go for it and they don't get it, the pass.
Yep.
So if they wait, so that's 1 timeout they use.
Yes.
So if they go for it, like after this play, if they go for it,
Yep.
then if they don't get the play right,
They don't get the first down.
then it'll be New Miami's ball.
It'll be New Miami's ball, and it'll be New Miami's ball at the spot where the play ends. So, if they were to punt here, they could give New Miami the ball much farther downfield.
And then they would have to run
They have to go a lot farther to score. If they decide to go for it here, they have a chance of getting it. But if they don't get it, then New Miami gets the ball farther up the field. So what would you choose, Connor, if you're Milan? You think you'd punt it and try to pin them back farther, or you think you'd take the chance and see if you can get it?
See if I can get it,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. You could really go either way on this one. I mean, it's that spot in the field. You're across midfield. Try it and see what you can get. 3rd quarter score from the Midwest Athletic Conference. This is a little surprising. Delphus St. John leading Coldwater 14-7. That's not something you would expect Halftime, Bellbrook leads Franklin 19-7 in that game.
It's 4th and 5.
What formation?
Pistol.
Looks like shotgun, actually.
Yeah, shotgun.
Quarterback alongside the running back, Riley Johnson. Man in motion. Snap is made. Flag.
Flag on the play.
Probably an illegal shift.
He's still going.
He got enough for the first down, but the flag is probably going to be on Milan.
Injury, I think. Injury.
Looks like the quarterback is a little shaken up. That's Braden Rohrig. Fourth quarter, Kettering Fairmont scores and leads Springboro 14-7. It is a hold on Milan. So they got enough for the first down, but they held. And so it's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
For who?
On Milan.
So they have to go.
So they won't
30,
get. So they won't get the
51.
first down. It'll still be 4th down. Is what it's going to be.
And they are at the 50-yard line.
So
51.
they might try to punt it here.
It's 4th and 11, so I would say yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a lot harder to get 4th and 11 than 4th and 6.
Clock is running now.
Yep. Looks like that's Jonathan Aldridge to punt the ball away from Milan. I see the 3. I can't see the first number. And Jaden Strong back to return, the left-footed punter.
23 just punted it.
And he punts it out of bounds, so New Miami is
Where's
going
the
to get the ball wherever it went out of bounds. 4:12 remaining here in the third quarter of play. Trying to figure out where it went out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 30-yard line. So Milan actually didn't get a whole lot out of that punt, all things considered. And yes, that Bellbrook score is a lead, a 2-score lead over Franklin
Question for
at
you.
halftime. Yes, sir.
Are you liking this game?
I always like this game.
26-6 still.
Always like coming out here and calling a game. 4:12 remaining in the third quarter of play. From the Village, New Miami with the ball, down by 3 scores. Moffitt hands it off the middle into the arms of Nathan Civarella. Civarella gets about 9 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
2 and 10. It was 2 and 10 to go. This moved over.
All right, here we go. Moffitt is
I
going
don't
to keep
see
it.
the time.
I know, I'll see if I can fix that. It's going to be a 1st down. He's got enough.
I see a white pole. Oh, it's because it's pointing that way. Point it this way.
See if we can find our clock here.
There it is. You just passed it.
We're getting closer.
Well, it's New Miami's ball. He's doing it.
There we go.
They're running it. Someone's got it.
That's Civarella.
Civarella got it.
And he's going to get it how much?
50. 53?
Is that the guy that hit him?
Oh, no.
Okay. How much? It looks like he got about 4 yards there.
4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6.
Handoff. Nope. Moffitt keeps it. He's around the left end. Trying to wiggle his way through traffic and is tripped up just shy of the 1st down. That's Mason Green on the tackle for the Milan Indians. We're down to 2:15 left to go in the third quarter. as the Vikings are now across midfield. They've got a 3rd and 1.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, you say?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it says up there.
We can go 3rd and 2. 49-yard line. Moffitt. Ball pops into the hands of Civarella, it looks like. And that pile moves backwards. They lost yardage on that play. It's going to be 4th down and 3 now. You go for this?
What?
4th and 3? You're down by 20.
I mean, it depends. It depends on what the coach wants to do.
That's right. We're not going to make a decision. Let's let Coach Tucker decide. That's what we pay him for, right? I love it. 4th down and a short 3.
Second.
Shotgun formation.
Shotgun. Fire in the hole. Oh, he's running it.
Is he going to escape? Moffitt, he pushes his legs, but he's not going to get it.
So, we turn.
So Milan will take over the football.
Milan.
1st and 10 for the Indians, right where New Miami got tackled. We're below a minute left in quarter number 3. You running out of steam on me, Connor?
Huh?
You're not running out of steam on me, are you?
So, it's 1st and 10 for Indian. And 58 seconds to go.
And quarter number 3. You know how long quarters are?
1 minute.
12 minutes.
12 minutes, I mean.
Yeah. So we'll have 12 more minutes of football action for you after
Okay.
these 58 seconds go off. Shotgun formation. I got to think Milan's going to be running the ball a little bit here. Handoff goes to Riley Johnson. Johnson runs it forward for about 4 yards on the play. It's going to be a 2nd down, 6, maybe 2nd and 5. See how generous they spot him. 40-second play clock as well, so Milan will have to run one more play before the quarter ends. If this is a running play, this can be the last play of the quarter if they choose to make it this.
Question for you.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you know if they're doing a shotgun, pistol, or...
Take a look at where the quarterback is.
Is that a pistol?
That's a pistol. That's right. Yep.
He's running it.
Johnson has enough for a 1st down. Still churning his legs. Gets through the tackle by Hayes and finally brought down out of bounds. That'll stop the clock.
At 9 minutes.
And it looks like Dalton Gentry was the one that finally wrestled to the ground.
He shall.
1st and 10 for the Indians at the 35-yard line, trying to bring this thing in. Edgewood scored a couple more times. It is now 42-0 Cougars. We have a sideline warning.
9
That's our flag.
seconds to go. And 1st and 10.
With 50 seconds left to go in the 2nd quarter, Bethel Tate leads Batavia 68-0. Wow. A what? Sideline warning? I didn't see who the sideline warning was on. Probably New Miami, because that was the sideline that they were dealing with on the end of the play there. 1st and 10 Milan. This should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Assuming they'll probably call a run.
He's doing a pistol. Running it. He's going. Nope.
Logan Reed. And a flag at the end of the play here. Painfully down to 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. They're trying to end the quarter here. We have another flag.
I gotta get something.
This is a face mask called on New Miami. Tack on 15 yards to the end of the run. Milan's brought a nice little student section. They're kind of getting involved in that "you can't do that" chant over there on the other sideline. 15 yards to march it off. And Milan continues to try to run the football to end the quarter, but they still haven't been able to end it yet. Pistol formation. Rohrig has Reed behind him, and it is a handoff to Reed. Reed going toward the outside. And wrapped up by Daniel Warren Martinez, and that will end quarter number 3. At the end of the third quarter at Mara Field, the score, the Milan Indians 26
to 6.
New Miami Vikings 6. We'll be right back on the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here at Mara Field, 12 minutes remaining in this ball game. Out-of-state opponent, the Milan Indians, coming across state lines to take on the New Miami Vikings tonight. As you look again at the Region 28 playoff standings, Milan is worth 3.5 points if New Miami were to come back and win this thing in the fourth quarter, and they'd be worth 3.5 points every time that Milan would then win a future game. But right now, not looking good. The scoreboard not shining favorably upon the Vikings. Milan with a 20-point lead as we get ready to start quarter number 4 here at Mara Field. It's going to be a 2nd down and 5. And right around the 10-yard line. Milan looking to push this thing out to a 4-score lead and really remove any doubt here. All be over but the crying for the Vikings, who put up a pretty good fight tonight. They've hung in there. Definitely had some moments of brilliance, but Coach Stuckert was definitely more worried about the offense when I talked to him in the parking lot before the game. And offense has generated 6 points. They almost scored right before halftime on a very deep throw, but the tackle was made at the 3-yard line. Time had run out. We'll see if they do a little film study on that in future weeks and implement more of that type of stuff in their offense. You can't just throw it up high to Deonta Duncan anymore like you used to be able to do the last couple years. 2nd down and 5 for Milan. Pistol formation. Man in motion. It's a jet sweep to Logan Burton. Burton's going to push it up into the waiting arms of Strong. And a flag on the backside of the play as Strong wrestles him down right around the 1st down marker. We'll see what this flag is. As the referees meet and discuss. And an injured Milan Indian also down on the play. As the gentlemen go back to their benches to basically take advantage of the free timeout. As the Milan player, is this a cramp it looks like? He's getting a little trainer attention. I've not seen a referee signal for the penalty flag yet. That's what Dan Markham, the PA guy, and I are both looking for, it seems like. We see the injured player. Can you tell us what is the penalty? Looks like Springboro has just scored a touchdown. It's 14-13 Kettering Fairmont, and Springboro is choosing to go for 2. That's a gutsy play. There's only 2:11 left to go in that game. Very important game in the G-Walk tonight. Looks like that game is taking place in Springboro tonight. Did we get any ruling on the flag? No ruling on the flag at all, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Milan Indians. It's a pistol formation. Ball is snapped. Handoff up the middle to Reed. Logan Reed punches it in. Touchdown, Indians. And Milan has full control now of this game. I just saw Connor Martin's eyes get real big looking at that score. That got out of hand quickly. Rohrig is the holder. Logan Burton is the kicker. Ball is placed down. It is up. It is good. 11:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Milan Indians 33, New Miami Vikings 6.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here at Mara Field. And I've not seen what ended up happening between Springboro and Kettering Fairmont. Fairmont had a 14-13 lead up in Springboro, and you can see Fairmont is 4th right now in that region. Springboro is 11th. This should be a huge win for the Panthers if they can get the 2-point conversion and end up pulling it off. There was only 2 minutes left to go in that game. Final score, Brookville beats Carlisle by a score of 42-0. How about that? Brookville over Carlisle by a very, very wide margin. And that's some second-level points for the Monroe Hornets, who continue to peck away at Division III, Region 12, trying to get a home game. They're currently in 4th place. They might get 2 home games. 11:32 remaining here. Trying to do a TV broadcast, but the camera kind of keeps cutting in and out, so we'll kind of do a little bit of radio until we see the picture back around. Ball is kicked, bounces sideways, and out of bounds. Penalty flag will be thrown. It'll be New Miami's ball, starting out at their own 35-yard line. New Miami, at this point in time, trying to chip away, get up to double digits, get something good going into next week. The Vikings next week are being playing against Clark Montessori here at home on Friday night. Clark Montessori is playing Woodward tonight. It'll be an interesting game between 2 winless teams. Clark is currently 0-3. It's a game New Miami might be able to pick up. Conference game in the Miami Valley Conference. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball is at their own 35-yard line. Looks like Dawson Hayes is going to be the running back behind Emmerich Moffitt, who has handled all the quarterbacking duties tonight for the New Miami Vikings. 1st down and 10 for New Miami. Man in motion, it's a pitch to Hayes. Dawson Hayes runs it for about 3 or 4 yards and is finally wrapped up by Ethan Pierce of the Milan Indians. It'll be a 2nd down and 5.
What is score?
What is the score? 33-6. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep, Milan is in good shape right now, I would say. Down to 11 minutes left to go. And if you had to pick one camera to work and one camera to not work, we have chose poorly because our clock is perfect as our upstairs guy is struggling to give us the feed. 2nd down and 6. Handoff. Up the middle. Dawson Hayes gets another yard or so. Hard thing is there's not a lot of ingenuity with some of these plays being called. It's a lot of fullback dive up the middle. You're not seeing a whole lot of creativity, and I wonder if that's just lack of experience and what else New Miami might have in their playbook to kind of cross them up now at this point in time. 3rd down and 4. Ball is at the New Miami own 42-yard line, approaching midfield. Man in motion, snap, A fake handoff, and Moffitt keeps it, fumbles the football, it pops out, and is bounced on top of by number 50 for Milan, as well as Luke McGraw for New Miami. They kind of got joint possession on that fumble there, and they're going to allow New Miami to retain possession of the football, calling it joint possession.
Question about the game.
Yes, sir.
If they tie, like, if they ever did, but if they tie the game, would they have to do overtime?
Yes, they would. If there was a tie, it would have to be overtime. And it looks very similar to the college football overtime, where each team gets the ball on the 20-yard line and basically takes turns. Yep.
Yeah.
NFL can end in a tie. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah.
They play a 10-minute overtime, and if it's still tied at the end of 10 minutes, and that's it. 4th down and 6. Go for it time for the Vikings. Moffitt throws a pass that is complete for a negative 4-yard gain. That's not going to get it done. Threw it out into the slot. That ball was caught by Tug Jones out there, but it was a low throw, and Tug had to kind of go down parallel to the ground to snag that ball in, and he caught it, but the whistle's going to blow immediately in high school football when that happens, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Milan is going to get the ball. Chance to get the running clock going now if they can get a field goal or score a touchdown on this drive.
So Indiana has 2 timeouts, and New Miami has 3.
New Miami has all 3. They do.
Whose ball?
It is Milan's ball. 1st down and 10.
Is that why the camera keeps shutting
Yeah, I'm
off?
wondering if that cable connected to the laptop is what's been doing it. A pass out into the flat. That is into the arms of Ethan
Still
Pierce.
going. He's still going.
Wow. Broke a few tackles. Goes out of bounds. That will stop the clock. I'm sure Milan does not love that, but everything else they got to like. And the Indians are driving inside the red zone.
9 minutes to go. 1st and 10.
For the Milan Indians.
4th quarter.
Clock now winds after the ball is marked ready for play. Is this shotgun or pistol? Can you tell?
I can't see. Pistol.
Looks a bit, yeah. It's kind of half and half, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
a pistol. Oh, thanks.
Rory keeps
go,
it
Go, go,
up the middle. He's got about 6 yards, maybe 7 on the play. It's a very nice
7.
first down play.
It has to be that.
So we're down below 8.5 left to go in this ball game. And it's going to be a 2nd down and 4 now for Milan.
Yep.
As we try to figure out how to get you the video feed back.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Should plug.
Here's a handoff up the middle to Riley Johnson. He opened this whole game off with a 70-yard touchdown run. That was the first score of the game. This one's not going to go for nearly that long.
3rd down.
Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and
3rd down and 1.
1. Yep, maybe even less than 1. 3rd and inches. Ball is just inside the 10-yard line. If Milan picks this up, they will end up having a 1st and goal situation.
Are you sure it ain't that part?
Down below 7.5 left. Half radio, half television broadcast. Why not?
Yeah.
The handoff goes to Riley Johnson. He is grabbed from behind. That was Daniel Warren Martinez. And describe that tackle for me, Connor. You saw it.
He was dragging him by. The New Miami was sliding, and he was and Indiana was pulling him.
You had basically a fistful of jersey, and he basically grew a tail that was a New Miami Viking. He was being dragged along the ground there. 4th down, a loss of a little bit of yardage there. It's now 4th and much more of a true 1, maybe even a short 2
He
here.
had a tail named New Miami Viking.
We're now down to 6:45 left. You can see the clock now, just not the action.
Yeah, he said, Oh, I grew it too.
Under center, Rorick's going to take a quarterback sneak, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone from 9 yards out.
Touchdown!
A 9, maybe 10-yard quarterback sneak.
You want to know something funny that guy said? He said, I'm going to New Miami Vikings.
Well, the running clock is now going to factor into play there. That was really interesting. You need a yard, maybe 2 yards. You go under center and just push forward and forward and forward. And
39-6.
everybody was keying on the running back on that play. Nobody saw the quarterback. That's a great play by Braden Rohrig to put a punctuation mark on this one. 6.5 left to go. Running clock will take effect. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So we'll be back to Mara Field here in a second. 39-6. Indians.
Yes!
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
We are back.
We are back, indeed, on the Butler County half television, half radio network.
Yeah.
As our poor picture upstairs is not really coming through all that well.
Is it this or that?
I don't know, some connection somewhere between the camera and the laptop. It might be the wire, it might just be something he's got up there on the camera that's a little loose, or it might be the way that it's inputting here. But regardless, we got to be more descriptive since we're doing a radio call at this point in time. It looks like 6:27 remaining. And the Indians will get ready to kick off here with a 33-point lead. They have worn down New Miami. It's not been all at once, but it's just been kind of a steady drip, drip, drip all game long. Indians kick it off. Close to the 20-yard line is where Strong is going to come up with it. Breaks the tackle, gets outside the 30-yard line, and then is brought down by Ethan Pierce on the play. And so New Miami is going to have the ball first down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. And Stucker just basically telling his boys a pep talk of how to get them through the finish line at this point in time. Keep going, keep going. All the way through, finish this thing off with a good drive. 6:19 remain. Clock is now running. 30-point lead. Extra wide back in now for the formation, going a little tighter than they've been. Handoff up the middle for Civarella. Civarella's been a punishing runner tonight. Gets another 7 yards on a first down play. He's done pretty well for himself. Final score, Edgewood does not keep a shutout, but they do end up beating Wilmington by a score of 42-7 tonight. So good for the Cougars as they bounce back. Gamble Montessori comes up with a victory tonight. The Gamble Gators win 42-8 over Miami Valley Christian Academy, who New Miami will be seeing later on this year as a future opponent. New Miami already did see Gamble earlier this year.
What happens if New Miami loses?
Then they still have to go ahead and get ready to play for the next week. They play Clark Montessori here on this field next Friday
But if
night.
they win that game,
That'll
are they
help
in the
them.
playoffs?
Well, they need to finish in the top 16. So it's not all just on one game, but they're probably going to need to win about 3 or so, maybe 4, to get them in. So you asked the question here.
Oh, yeah, we got video back.
We got video back. Well, you asked the question here. New Miami is going to get a loss here today to Milan, Indiana. They're certainly not going to jump past Ridgemont or jump past Laughlin or Southeastern Local. And if anybody below them wins, they might jump up there kind of tied with New Miami.
Oh.
But New Miami, to jump up in the top 16, they're probably going to need to pick off at least 2 more games, I would think. maybe 3. Clark Montessori, they've not won a game yet. That might be one of them. Miami Valley Christian Academy might be one of them. They've won 2 games so far. St. Bernard Elmwood Place in Week 9 might be one of them. They've not won a game yet.
Oh, wow.
And Lockland in Week 10, they've only won 1 game. So New Miami's going to have a few chances. They need to capitalize on a couple of them.
Whose ball?
New Miami still has the ball. Clock is still a running clock after the injury. 3rd down and 2 now for the Vikings. We do have picture back. Glad to have that.
Yes, we are.
Joel Sackenheim, Connor Martin, proud to have you with us here from the press box in the village of New Miami.
Yes.
This is going to be very close to a 1st down. They might actually measure this. We'll see what they do.
Yes.
Referees are right there even with the orange change. And they are going to call it a 1st down.
1st down. 1st down and 10 to go.
We're down below 5 minutes left to go here at the Village. And we'll see if New Miami can capitalize on this final drive of the game. 4.5. 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. Moffitt under center with Civarella still behind him. Strong in motion. Moffitt keeps it. Absolutely nothing there. Jonathan Aldridge makes the tackle for Milan. Spins him around, and Moffitt's a little slow to get up. He's had a lot on his shoulders all night long. That guy's been busy, busy, busy. 2nd and 12 now for the Vikings. As they lose 2 on that play. You wonder if they got one more deep pass in them. They had that right before halftime. They went ahead and chucked it with 1 second left to go, and they got about 50 yards on the play, but ended up running out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Moffitt fakes the pass, runs it up the middle. You almost wonder if that was a design draw. Got his leg pinned down underneath him, and a flag for maybe a late hit or excessive hit at the end of the play there, as Moffitt kind of got his leg pinned at an awkward angle underneath that hit, and a Milan player also down and injured. That was a little screwy looking. Coach Stuckert wants to kind of an explanation on that. That just kind of got Moffitt in a weird angle there. You hate to see that. He's kind of a little gimpy there, and Moffitt gets a nice warm round of applause from the New Miami faithful here as he kind of limps toward his bench, trying to shake off whatever it was off his left leg that got pinned underneath him on that tackle. They're going to add 15 yards for a penalty for a Milan on top of the end of that run. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for New Miami after all is said and done. The ball is going to be on the 30-yard line. 3:21 left. Clock will run once the injury is tended to and all things are sorted out penalty-wise and whatnot. We'll see if Moffitt takes the bench and for how long. Daniel Warren Martinez coming in place of the injured Moffitt, who's now got a leg injury in addition to the shoulder injury he had earlier tonight, and that guy has been through a battle and a half. Referee's still discussing what to do. They've got the ball spotted, they're ready, and the clock will now run. As we approach 3 minutes left to go here at Mara Field. Milan on top of the New Miami Vikings. The Fighting Gene Hackmans. 1st and 10. And as a quarterback sneak for the new quarterback, Mason Stevens. Stevens looks like it's being spotted for a 0-yard gain. But yet the ball is at the 25-yard line. The side judge is at the 30. Because we have an illegal formation. That would be why. So they're going to mark New Miami back 5 yards. Right back, I guess it's from the original line of scrimmage. So it's now going to be 1st and 15. at the 35-yard line. Moffitt is back in the game. He only misses one play. Apparently they cut his leg off with the chainsaw and then sewed it back on, and he's ready to roll. Down to 2 minutes left to go. Man in motion. Moffitt hands it up to the middle to his up back Civarella. Civarella's only going to get about 2 yards. It's going to be second down and about 12. As New Miami tries to go ahead and put one more score up here before it's time for the Indians to get back on the bus and cross back over state lines. Second and 12 for the Vikings. Shotgun formation. You wonder if Moffitt will go ahead and try to throw it here. A little confusion on Milan's defense. Moffitt's looking for the slant pattern. Pass to Andra Stewart. Doesn't quite connect with them. That was the Deonza Duncan route we've seen the last 2 years. Stewart on the other end of that one. Almost there. Trying to work out that chemistry. Moffitt is only a junior, so they got him for another year. Stewart is only a sophomore, so they got him for a couple more years after this year. As Andy Stucker tries to rebuild and reload a New Miami team that had the best senior class they've had in a long time that just graduated. Down to 40 seconds remaining. Moffitt's going to hand it off to Civarella. It's going to be brought down by Ethan Pierce.
There we go.
This will end the game if New Miami wants it to. They don't have to snap the ball
15 seconds and stuff.
They could run one more play. They could take a timeout if they want a chance to run one more play, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The Vikings,
New Miami's timeout.
Vikings are going to go ahead and get that clock stopped at 10 seconds left. They want one more shot here at the end zone or something, see what they can do. It's a great, I admire this for Andy Stuckert because no matter what happens on this play, good, bad, or indifferent, you're going to get it on film. You'll be able to look at it in practice and against the live defense and see what you can do. 39-6, Milan. End of the third quarter down at Nippert Stadium. The top two teams in Division I Region 4, St. Xavier asserting dominance right now. They lead Moeller by a score of 42-16.
If they call a time, since they called a timeout,
yes,
can they just run, if they don't want to throw it, can they just run the clock out?
Typically on a fourth down play, if they don't get the first down, the clock would stop for the change of possession.
And then it would be.
And then Milan would get the ball, and they would get to run one play.
Whose ball is it?
New Miami's ball.
Oh.
Fourth down.
I thought it was their ball anyway.
That was Milan's ball anyway. Yeah, this is New Miami's ball here, so they're going to take a shot. This is going to be a pass play toward the end zone here. Fourth down. Last try for Moffitt. Moffitt's looking end zone. He's got a man. Man coverage. Broken up by Jeremiah Johnson at the back end of the play.
It almost was an interception.
Just about. Jeremiah was there. And that is going to end the game. There is no time left on the clock.
Connor Martin is out.
The final score from Merrifield, the Milan Indians 39, the New Miami Vikings 6. Connor Martin, thank you tonight for joining us. We appreciate your help. Hope you had a good time with us. And everybody back home listening, thank you for tuning in. We will catch you next time on the Butler County High School Sports Report Television Network.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.